Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to have a little chat about reference materials, comics, magazines, and things that kind of I grew up with while building models, and what's probably influenced my model building journey. Now, I'll start off with a confession. It is like slightly self-promotional, and it's all down to this magazine here, Tamiya Model Magazine. I've been buying it for many years. There's one from 1989. But this one in particular, it's got an article by myself. So if we turn to page 50 of this current issue, you can see the article that I wrote regarding Matchbox's B25. So that's my article, my model, featured in one of, I think, the preeminent magazine in the model world. So I'm really proud of that, really pleased with that. But that's what's prompted this this video. So a model obviously of a certain age. I started modeling probably late 70s, early 80s. Back then, the things that were like on the to-do list or the buy list for a schoolboy was little comics like this, the Commando comics. I think it was just any news agents used to sell them. Little stories about heroic adventures, boys' own tales, that sort of thing. It would fire the imagination, and it would tie in pretty well with like the Matchbox little models, the AFV models from Matchbox, because they had little dioramas in them. So you could kind of tie that all in together. So your imagination would read a story, the model would come out, and you kind of build the model and pretend it was part of that story. Say, for instance, Warlord magazine. So this is from 1983. So we've got Wild Man Wild in his Lysander. Well, Matchbox made one, 72nd scale and 32nd scale. So you could buy that kit and you could make it into sort of his plane. And that would, again, fire your imagination. And you'd be able to recreate that model. Which was, it may not have been particularly accurate, but, you know, it filled in an afternoon. It also, these little comics came with like little model reviews as well. So again, it tied it all together for a young schoolboy. So they were really good. I've got loads and loads of them. You know, you've even got the annuals from 1982. I used to be a big collector of comics and magazines and things like that. I have cut down on the collection quite a bit. But again, if you just flick through this is the annual. You've got things like this T34, so you might buy the Matchbox T34 and you painted that colour, or, you know, again, it would just like fire your imagination. So then as you got slightly older, you'd start moving into you'd start buying the model magazines. And so if we go, this was one of my favourites from that. This is from 1985, Scale Models International. This is from August 1985. So if you look at the detail on that, and those kits there, this is from a long time ago now. You didn't see anything like that. But again, these magazines were really good. Like colour plates, it showed you how to do things like that. Again, they were black and white images, but you know, it was the day, printing of the day. But you know, great images. Anything that like helped you make a kit better, so you'd buy them. There's another one from 1985. I'd also buy, you know, things like Autosport magazine. Here's another one from 1987. Nigel Mansell in his Williams. Again, if you build cars, you'd expand your range. This would give you great detail, great reference material. And you could just improve the model. You get a better idea of what tyres look like. You know, extra details. You could put like his oxygen line in if you built the model. Tamiya made that model as well. So you'd buy something like that. You'd create a collection. And you'd have like reference materials on standby, much cheaper than buying probably reference books, especially when you're on a limited budget. When you're younger, so 1988, I would have been 18, so that was £1, 95 pence. Excellent stuff. Then there's other magazines. So this is the Airfix magazine from 1984. Again, mostly black and white, but nice little detailed shots of build-up models. There's one here, I think it's about HMS Hood, her proposed refit. So if you want to have a 1/400 scale hood, you could do a little refit of how she would have looked before she was sank. So Airfix still go today. I don't know what the connection is between them and them, whether it's the same publisher or whatever. It probably isn't, because that's from 1984. So this is a nice glossy magazine from Airfix. They do promote their own products, obviously, but there is lots of other things that aren't Airfix in there. And the full colour throughout, so that you can see the improvement in printing. So they're really, really good. But Tamiya Model Magazine was always my go-to magazine. The quality of the models was outstanding, the photography was outstanding, and it really elevated the I think the skill levels and the presentation of how people build models. It was something to aspire to. But once you got through the magazine stage, you'd start looking at reference guides. So these Airfix ones came out, and they kind of like showed you how to convert Airfix models. So if you want to be a slightly more advanced modeler, you'd have a go at these. You try and make something slightly different from the kit. Lots of information. Again, black and white, but they're quite old publications. But they're really, really nice to have them. I'm lucky to have them. But otherwise, that's all I'll talk about for today when it comes to comics and magazines and how it helps the modeler improve. And I think it's how it's improved the whole industry, especially the quality of the magazines. And like I say, I'm just promoting that. So that's I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. This is just me saying, if you want to have a look at some models, get the Tamiya Model Magazine. There's quite a lot to choose from out there, but that's still my favourite. Like I said, I had lots and lots of magazines. I've thrown quite a few out in the last 20 years, but most of them I've kept are the Tamiya Model Magazines, the rare ones, and some other bits and pieces which have got some special interest. But otherwise, that's it. Next time I might look at reference books. Let us know what you think in the comments, but thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.